Welcome to DT Gameplay. We've been gone for a little bit, but, you know, things happen. Had to do a little bit of house cleaning, that type of stuff. But we're here for you now today. We're playing some Street Fighter 30th. This came out a while back, actually. We're just kind of now getting to it. Oh, we ran out of time. Bummer. Hey, I think we have a guest. Hey, guest.
Hey.
Come on in.
All right.
Come on in. So we kind of jumped into Third Strike right off the bat. Those of you guys that know me know this is probably my favorite rendition. There's some other ones on here actually. If we back out, let's see. Can you go back, Will? Are you able to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So we've got all these different versions, right? It starts from the very first one, the very original Street Fighter, all the way through Third Strike. So there's a total of 12 on here. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to see all the different renditions. A lot of them are just like repeats. Like, so literally the only difference between 2 and 2 hyper fighting is like 1 is faster. like they added a mode to where you could increase the speed. So yeah, we can check out some of these. Our guests, do you have favorites in mind?
My personal favorite is Street Fighter 2 Capcom versus SNK.
Oh man, yeah, that came out on Dreamcast is when I got around to playing it. That one is probably my favorite as well. I think it's a close tie between that and Third Strike for me. What about you, Brandon?
I don't have a favorite.
Don't have a favorite?
Nope.
Just like to smash.
Just like to compete.
Right.
What if we took a look at?
I love it.
What if we took a look at where the series began?
You want? All right. Let's. That is it's humble beginnings.
Let's
So
We're
yeah,
in
you
USA.
exactly. You either go Team USA or Team Japan. Oh man, wow, the sound effects are getting me right here. Those of you just joining us, go ahead and throw some comments in chat. I'll try to respond as best I can here. Shout out to our moderators for doing what they do over there. Oh wow,
Is
like
Ryu
they kind of have
wearing-
like a little hop.
Look, Ryu's wearing like loafers or something.
What about that stance? I feel like that's a fair fighting stance. Oh.
Is it ninja shoes or ladies'
Oh,
flats?
ooh.
I can't tell. Is there a Hadoken? There's no
I thi-
Hadokens in this, right?
No, I think there are.
There are?
I think there are. I just don't know how to do them. Ooh. Alright. Man, this is... Okay, so none of the combinations that we are familiar with appear to be working.
I think I was accurately hitting my quarter circles.
Gotta hit those quarter circles strong, bro. Let's see. Oh!
I feel like those look like Ruby slippers.
He's... There's no place like home.
Oh, this is not a 6-button game, huh?
No. I think literally our only options are low and high. I don't even think...
They didn't have the technology for
mediums.
6 buttons.
Yeah, that was a little bit too advanced. I just skunked you right there. I wasn't even trying. I'm just kidding. It's okay.
I think it was 2 buttons back then, right? Or did the other 2 work?
I think you
I
maybe
didn't
had
even
like an A,
remember
B,
that.
and a C.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Possibly,
Maybe there were
right.
3. I feel like there were more than 3.
We were playing it on Genesis back then.
Yes. Yeah, Genesis. So for those of you who might not know what we're talking about, Sega Genesis, one of the
Oh, wow, you jumped on
OG consoles in the early '80s. A lot of fighting games actually came to the Genesis before, say, like Nintendo console, right? But also, even before that, a lot of these things, and actually I would say all of these things, got their start in the arcades. You actually had to go to a physical location and put money in a machine and wait your turn in line to play. Oh.
Not sure what my frame data is in this game.
Oh, you're overthinking it, man. You're overthinking. I think the deal with the original one was literally just button mash. I don't think the idea of well, I mean, I guess yeah, counting frames. I mean, you could, right?
I mean, you've got apparently fireballs. How do you do that?
My quarter circles are strong.
It was like 3 frames per second back then.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna beat you, and then I'm gonna pass the sticks because I want to make sure that I can respond to chat real quick. If one of our guests wants to take over for me,
I'll hop on.
and then we can also switch versions too, guys.
That's,
This is the collection. We've got tons of stuff going on here. We jump over to the chat.
Move us on to a better games.
So
I'm a
we
fan
started
of
at the humble beginnings, and now we're moving on.
Do you have any?
I'm a fan of Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, or Street Fighter 2 Turbo is good also.
I was an Alpha 3 guy, but
Yeah.
2 is probably fine.
What's the difference between Alpha and Alpha 2?
They added, I think, just a couple characters, I believe.
Alpha 3 definitely has like at least twice the cast of this. Let's see, ooh, Adon.
So now, and then, while I have this up, and what's up to everybody in chat checking us out? Thanks to all the return followers. Love you guys. Yeah, so I just to take a note here of all the platforms that the Street Fighter has been across. I was just looking at the wiki, and there is a long list. Everything from 3DO interactive to the multiplayer system, all the way through. It was on DOS. Apparently, there was a DOS version of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, 3, 4. It was on PS Portable, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16. It was on Xbox Live Arcade, which is a more recent thing. Amiga. Does anyone even know what Amiga is?
Yeah, that's an old school console.
So yeah, it's been around since '87, guys, and it's throughout the years. I think it's kind of like set well into the 90s. I feel like if you were a child of the 90s like myself, you were very familiar with Street Fighter. The newer ones like 4 and 5, I think are recapturing a lot of us, right, and making us remember all the good things that we used to love, right? So like even now watching you guys play Alpha, like seeing Akuma and Adon, I always pronounce it Adon. I don't know if it's like Aiden or
I think it's Adon.
Adon. Yeah, it just really brings back memories of just like sitting in the living room with my cousins and like watching them just fight over the controller.
Couch co-op.
Couch co-op. This is a classic couch co-op for sure. So, Will, you're gonna be up to pass because you got smashed twice already, and we're gonna keep the flow of cast going in here today, guys. We got a little bit of a office informal tournament, if you will. We're not really keeping score. We're just kind of keeping the flow going. So you'll see various members of DT Cast kind of roll in and out here today. We put out an all call for all willing volunteers to come and test their mettle.
Gotta give up the sticks.
Gotta pass, man. That's the rules. That's the rules.
I'm just happy to be here.
Do you have a stage preference?
Nope. Maybe something city.
Let's go to New York. City that never sleeps.
So if I pick the biggest guy, I'll probably win. Right?
I believe that's how fights work.
Now you got a bigger hitbox if you have a bigger character, technically.
I just remember this guy has extended legs and arms.
Same.
Yoga fire. I think there's like with Street Fighter, there's so many iconic like one-liners and like just little sound effects that like will always be ingrained in my head like for the rest of my life.
Sonic Boom. One.
Sonic Boom.
Hadouken.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Nice.
Yoga Fire.
Oh.
What's Balrog's?
I don't even know that he had one.
Tiger something?
That's
That was
a
Sagat.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Tiger uppercut.
I'm thinking it's Sagat.
Yeah. That's funny you bring up Balrog though. Yeah, for the longest, he was like one of the only characters that didn't actually have one of those. Like he didn't have like a signature sound effect for a while. Like I think even in Street Fighter 2, actually we'll get into that one that I'm talking about. And Super Street Fighter, when they introduced like Cammy and some of the other ones that like are more popular now, they all had their own unique sound cues. And for the longest time, Balrog had nothing. He just kind of like
Will,
had
I thought
like
you were
the
gonna
typical
smoke me.
boxers like breathing rhythms, you know, but he didn't actually have like a full-blown voice effect.
What was the boxer dude? I forget his
That's
name.
Balrog.
Yeah, that's Balrog.
So Balrog, and then the guy that's like the main bad guy with the red hat.
Oh, Bison. Yeah,
Bison.
M.
So,
Bison.
So M.
Yeah.
Bison and Balrog, little known trivia fact here.
That was destruction.
Their names were actually
Well,
the opposite.
So that I'm not hogging
Really?
the screen, I'll pass it on to someone.
Once you
Indeed.
jump on.
All right, yeah, I'll jump on.
But let it be known, I did not lose either of those Street Fighter 2 matches because this is
That guy
this is a
crushed.
proper fighting game.
Can I get a charity match?
Go
For
for
the
it.
loser?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the reason
Alright.
they had to switch their names was because
Let's jump into some Super Street Fighter.
M. Bison was too close to Mike Tyson.
Oh wow,
And they were
that makes
afraid of-
sense. And
yeah.
during the time period, he was like the hottest thing since pancakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes a lot of
So
sense.
they were afraid of getting sued, so they just switched names and gave Balrog M. Bison's name and vice versa.
So here's a guy we've been talking about, Balrog. He's like the boxing character, very iconic, almost like a caricature of Mike Tyson, if you will. They even have a caricature of like Bruce Lee, right? So like Fei Long, who I guess I am going to be now since I ran out of time. But yeah, this version introduced a lot of familiar characters, but I think this is really where they opened it up to like some of the more like I don't know how else to say it, but like stereotype kind of characters. We've got like a Native American guy there, the Bruce Lee kind of caricature. The idea was that they were going more global, right? They were trying to get, because it was a world of fighters, right? And so they were like, well, we're gonna have a guy from Jamaica, and like so like they got like a dude with like braids and like baggy pants, and and so they kind of introduced. Ooh,
Oh,
get tossed,
that was,
man! I fell into my trap.
That hurt me personally.
So they introduced kind of like, I think, the very like 90s stereotypes of the type of fighters you would find from these countries.
Vega was one of my favorites because he would climb up the side. Of
Yes,
the screen.
so sneaky, so sneaky with Vega. And that's a good point to bring up too. Like it introduced like environmental fighting, right? Like being able to not just like fight the person in front of you, but like use the mat as like a tool, right? So you could climb up against the fence, and it just kind of left the other person wondering like what was going on. All right, bro. I need you to chill for just like a half a second.
Okay, I'm chilling. Wait, are you serious?
Mash to win.
Oh, you almost got him.
Ooh.
The leg sweep. That's such a
Ooh.
That
crucial.
wrecked.
Crucial move.
I was trying to push the buttons as fast as I could.
The
Does that
excitement,
sound-
and that
Get in?
what I'm feeling right now has always been around since the 80s. Like that, just even when I was like a little kid, and just like that. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm hitting all the buttons, and I want to win. Ah! Like that's what makes this game so much fun to me. All right, where do you want to go, man?
Let's go to some of the newer ones. I haven't really
Yeah.
played any of the new Street Fighter. versions.
So let's check out. This is
You're gonna do second impact.
So this is so weird because it's like the numbering. If anyone like was trying to do like a chronological order of Street Fighter, they'd be very confused because it's third strike, second impact, but there's already 2 third strikes. So it's like which one is what? Wow. Okay, so look at the art style on this one. They really went for more like a comic book, ink on paper kind of thing. I'm gonna go with what feels comfortable here.
The triangle menu is kind of interesting.
Yeah. And then how they have like Akuma centered.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool.
The Electric Snake it is.
That's a hell of a name for a super move. Woo. So Third Strike introduced some really unique mechanics. One of the mechanics they introduced was the parry system. Uh-oh, I think we have more visitors. Woo! Come on in.
A new challenger has appeared.
A new challenger. So yeah, it introduced the parry mechanic, which if I'm slick enough to do it, like you just see there, like so the way you do it is you literally just tap forward on the controller,
Give me that.
and it kind of puts you in a space of danger where. Well, actually, I executed it earlier. I think I'm just gonna run into your punches now if I try to do it.
Oh man, close.
Oh!
Just needed that tap. Just that tap.
Well done, well done. But yeah, it allows you to parry just about any move they throw at you. There's a really famous, I guess famous viral is kind of the same thing there, but there's a viral video out there of a fighting tournament. It's Evo, and I believe it's. Will correct me. Is it Daigo?
It's Daigo versus Justin Wong.
And
I remember that.
man, so it's he. I believe it was Daigo who was Ken, right?
Yeah.
And he was fighting against Chun-Li. And
Oh,
wow.
that was almost the video, basically.
Yeah, he was fighting against Chun-Li, and he uses the mechanic I was just talking about, the parry mechanic. He had no health left. He had every reason to lose the fight, but in a moment of epic glory, he parried every single hit that was thrown at him. He was up against like a 33-hit super move combo, and he parried every single one of them, came back and threw his own super and finished and won the tournament.
That was an amazing game. I remember that. Oh wow. Did you know Ken is actually slightly? Well, I think they fixed it, but Ken is slightly faster than Ryu.
Okay, so now I've always thought that to be like an urban legend or a myth.
I think they fixed it in more recent versions of the game.
Because I feel like, and then I was always told that like Ryu was always stronger, right? Like he was Genevieve.
Oh, I already went.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come on,
oh,
it's your
what?
turn.
I
It's
was
your turn.
Like,
Time to slay.
I was like not ready for it. I was kind of gonna ditch.
Give some shouts. Shout out to Chortles. What's up? Always lurking in the chats.
Okay.
We're not
Been a
gonna do a
while.
rematch. It's all right. So we were just talking about all the versions and renditions of Street Fighter. There are many. Some of them are familiar. Some of them are not.
They don't have HD remix in here.
They don't.
It's the best version too.
And I wonder. I think part of that. I think that was just like an Xbox thing, right?
That's exclusive, yeah. That's
Chat,
probably-
correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was just an Xbox
That was a
exclusive.
summer arcade thing. I could be wrong
Right.
if they don't do
So Genevieve, do you have a memorable version of Street Fighter, or was there one that you used to play growing up, or
Two maybe? Like,
two? Yeah, two was like I
is
think
two like the
everyone.
one that everyone loves. That's
Yes.
why there's
Turbo.
so many like
Turbo.
Yep.
editions of it.
Absolutely.
Got Turbo.
So
Turbo. We could do Turbo.
let's do two turbo. Yeah, yes, perfect.
So one thing I had forgotten when I was playing is that you didn't dash back in these days. That's just a thing in the game, I guess.
The dashing I don't think came until Alpha.
Because
I know you can dash in Third Strike.
Whichever version of 2 we're playing, there's no dash.
Yeah, so the double tap forward or double tap backwards is what we're referring to.
Which is like a staple of all fighting games.
I'm gonna button mash.
Do it.
I
Do it.
don't know.
I can't knock button mashing. I really can't
Okay,
because
wait.
that's like a lot of how I learned to play the game. To be honest, you button mash until eventually you figure it out.
Yeah. Okay, that's not that. Alright.
Yep. So I think your lows are like these, and then your mediums are these guys over here, and then I think your heavies are the triggers. I think. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll see.
All right, let's do it. Whew. Yeah, so I'm glad we picked this one to play. This was growing up as a kid. Like this one was like probably the one I put the most time in, because I think it was at the height of its popularity. It was like 1994. Super Nintendo had just come out not too long ago, and the way Nintendo rolled out their games was when Super Nintendo first came out, you only got Super Mario Brothers, and then I think maybe Tetris 2, and then Super Scope was like the only games they had. And then like the next season, they put out I think Zelda, and then I should probably try. Okay, yeah, enough of that.
No.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I have to talk and like do the thing while doing the thing. It's complicated, you see. But yeah. So so. Whoa. Okay. And anywho, it was kind of like at the height of Super Nintendo's popularity, and so when this I just got skunked. When this version of when this version of
Oh, is that how we're playing?
yeah, you lose
Oh
your pass.
god. Okay.
Did you just get mashed
I
to
did.
death?
I got smashed. I was trying to reminisce and catch up
All
while
right,
explaining
let's
things.
go.
Sorry.
Do you mind if we go to my childhood here?
Oh
Oh
man.
no, I've never played this. We'll see.
It's the
Okay,
same basic
okay.
thing.
I just remember playing on the
yeah.
Super Nintendo.
So
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but to finish my point there, I think that version, that particular version, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, was probably the most accessible version that was out. Everyone had it. It was on the most popular system at the time in '94, which was Super Nintendo.
Go.
So I think most people remember that one.
What is this? I'm
oh,
gonna do
just
the same
choose,
as
just
you.
choose, yeah, whatever. I forget how the isms work. So controversial opinion.
Shoot.
Get ready for this, internet. I think Alpha 3 has the best soundtrack of all the Street Fighters.
I've never played this. This looks weird.
Who is that? I've never. So okay, Karen is a new character. I've never seen that. The
you-
fact
she-
that they like come out with like what is that, like a little chef person?
No, she's like a pretty rich schoolgirl, but who fights for honor or something. You've never seen Karen? Did you never just play the
No,
Alpha game?
I don't-
She's in Street Fighter 5.
Really?
Yeah.
So this actually goes to one of my other points. The Street Fighter universe is so vast, and now at this point, quite frankly, convoluted. It's like it's very hard to tell who's in and who's out, and like they even pull from like other games and other universes. Like prime example, like the latest Tekken, I think has Akuma in it, right?
Yeah.
So like.
The
It's just everything. It's like who's on what game and who's where.
Street Fighter share universe.
No. I'm gonna die.
You're mashing one
Go
save you out.
Genevieve!
Oh no.
I will not be mashed.
Oh, no.
Controller
Oh,
disconnect.
Is that mine?
Yeah, I think that white one's just got a little bit of a
Just-
jiggly. There you go. You just hit the OK and you're back in. Yeah, there you go.
As I die.
Yeah, Karen, unique character.
Yes. I like the characters that have intro characters, right? Like, so when they come onto the screen, they have like a butler
like the
that comes
fan,
out
yeah.
first, and they have like a cheerleader.
So is Karen your like alter ego?
No, actually, this is actually the first time I've ever played Karen.
Okay.
My roommate, I think she's like his favorite character in Street Fighter. Actually, I was always more of as a kid. I was always into Akuma because he's like the evil guy who plays like Ryu. And whenever I get a choice between main character and evil version of main character, I take the evil one.
No, I don't want to lose.
She seems to have a little Fei Long kind of wreck-a-punch going on.
Ooh.
Look at it. Yeah, like that.
So, you know, Will, I was thinking about it. I'm really glad that we actually did start out with one, because I was going to go backwards. My original idea was to go backwards and start at Third Strike. But seeing, like, seriously, the evolution from the first one, I mean, just look at the art, right? Look at the parallaxing background.
Oh, yeah.
Where was that? A new
Just
challenger
die.
has arrived! Da-da-da-da-da-da!
Okay.
Oh, maybe it's old school.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so sorry guys, we have a little bit of a jiggly controller here, so if you keep seeing that, that's why. That's
Wait, that was 2 or is that 3?
that.
Damn it.
Yeah, old school rules. You can get back in line though. Everybody's
six.
welcome to get back in line. You just gotta pass the
Be
sticks.
careful with that controller if you like wiggle it too much.
Yeah.
Although,
So,
do you have a?
do you have a favorite version?
Oh, God, no.
how do you feel about Alpha?
Going Bison?
They,
So that
Many
would
of
be
them.
starting, I think, with
two or the Alpha
Two and
games.
beyond. Is,
Whatever you guys want to play. Really makes no difference to me.
Some Alpha. This was my first Street Fighter game actually.
What's the difference between Alpha and the other ones?
It's like slightly different systems, but it's the same basic game.
What's going on?
I don't know, I'm about to jump in.
He's getting
Smash some buttons.
do it. A new challenger has arrived.
There you go.
You need a little like gong.
What is the difference
Yeah,
between
what is
this?
this? Great
Pretty
idea.
straightforward,
So next
right?
tournament,
I would just
I'll
pick
have to
probably
do that.
Aism, probably the one you want.
You
what
guys
do we
streaming
need?
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
You're live.
Right
Say
on.
hello to the world.
What's up, world?
So we've been
Oh,
kind
goddamn.
of reminiscing a bit through all the history of Street Fighter and like which
That's
ones
fun.
were our favorite versions and like our memories of Street Fighter throughout the 90s. Do you have a particular favorite, Drew, or one that?
Oh, I know. I hear your
I'm not gonna
strategy.
lie, I was not
How do I
big
jump?
on Street
Up.
Fighter. Wasn't my favorite one. Much more of a,
where's
like
your
Soul
clock? Where's your
Calibur.
clock?
Soul Calibur.
Yeah, I was
All
more
right.
Soul
Like that was
Calibur
always
guy,
my
too.
fighting game of choice if it was available.
That's funny. That's my wife's favorite fighting game too, actually. So I think but it still stems from the same lineage.
Yeah. It's very like the same like fight dynamics. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely love these games. Brandon, you gotta be throwing
Pogo.
mad combos, dude. Like
Yeah,
two
dude.
of one, one
Pogo.
of another. Like two
That's right.
vertical, one horizontal. You're good.
You gotta mix it up. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, I just got
Ooh.
I'm not mashing enough buttons.
See, you're just mashing the wrong sequence.
The guy's hanging down with the stilettos. What's going on there?
I believe I don't quite remember the lore. I think Relenta is like some sort of
Black Ops agent. or
yeah,
something?
like mercenary from like foreign lands or something.
Oh,
Here we go.
oh.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that was, but pogo stick though.
Oh, see,
Pogo
that's-
stick.
Going back to what we were talking about earlier, like the environmental stuff, I love that Vega could do that. Like the bouncing off of the walls and just like, oh, I'm here now, I'm over here.
Street Fighter 5.
Alpha
so
3.
This particular version is Alpha 3,
Okay.
but the
I know I have a
collection
grenade
as a
somewhere.
whole is a Street Fighter 30th collection.
Okay.
So it's the commemorative version of
Gotcha,
Street
okay.
Fighter. Oh no, Death has just walked in the door. Oh no.
Well, Drew, you want to
Uh,
pick up the
I'm
sticks?
definitely not trying to get in on this.
Well,
I'll let
who
Jacob
lost?
get in there.
I definitely
Losers
lost.
passes.
Alright.
What do you want to play, Jacob?
Let's do turbo.
Classic.
Oh yeah.
You know he's good when he chooses which game he wants to play.
Yeah. He already knows. See, you notice how I didn't ask him which one of his favorite was because I knew he would already pick.
He chose turbo.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know the difference between all seven. Any of them.
So, I'm just doing my best here to try to point out the differences between the versions as we pick them.
Oh,
a
you
lot of
play
the-
Blanca.
A lot of the differences between the 2 and then like the Super 2s was you got a couple more characters, a couple locations. Some of the backgrounds, they upped the art a little bit in the backgrounds, and then also the speed of the game too. Like like I was saying earlier, the only difference between 2 and 2 hyper fighting was like you had a choice of how
I
fast.
know.
to do it.
I'm getting a little clobbered here.
He actually knows the combos, I think.
I'm trying to figure it out on this controller. I don't usually play on PlayStation.
I know. I've been playing down to my competition this whole time, so now I have to like step it up.
Welcome to the
The
grindhouse.
excuses abound.
Oh jeez, this might be a quick one.
I'd say avoid the corners.
Well, I'm not playing Jacob.
All right,
I'm
you,
sorry, I've killed the stream.
you get to play Jacob now.
Oh, here we go.
Jeez,
Here we go.
I was
All right.
caught unawares.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pick a different version.
Oh, alright, fair enough.
I'm gonna pick my fave, my go-to. Come on in. All challengers are welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm gonna go with Third Strike. This is my favorite version. It's the one other than 2 Turbo that I've probably put the most amount of time in.
Yeah, I've never played this one, so.
So let's see how this goes.
There's no Blanca, so.
There's no Blanca?
Not in this one. It's a bit faster, too. Oh shit, here we go.
They decided he was okay.
No, it's just I'm good with
They realized he was that perfect.
Yeah, this is. It's not my jam.
Woo. Sorry, I kind of I like blanked out for a second. I don't know what overcame me.
That's what Street Fighter's good
Oh
for.
man,
Just get into the rhythm.
get into the groove.
Look at Ken with the alternate costume.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Oh, is that the taunts? Can you actually taunt?
It might have been. Oh. I'm sorry. Hey Chris, how's it going?
Great. 10 years since I've played, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to kick your
It
butt.
is all to the good, man. We're just having fun here. No one's taking it seriously. Actually, hey, let's back out. let's go back. So yeah, do you have a favorite one that sticks out in your mind, or one that you like felt most comfortable playing?
I mean, I'm probably more old school, so
Probably on this side of the things, probably on the two side
the
of
two
things.
area,
In the
yeah.
twos. I like the twos. Let's go. So we kind of messed around with 2 turbo. Let's go hyper fighting, since I've been talking about it. And so the only difference, like I was saying, with this one is literally there was like a little star thing at the very beginning where you could like up the speed.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be Vega because he's cheap.
This posing right here. What is that?
That's how I pose.
He's combing his hair.
He's getting fresh,
Oh,
you know.
yeah, it's like how you know, maintain your hairstyle and show off your muscles.
Traditional American pose. Oh my god. No buttons being pressed right now.
Oh,
Get out that corner.
oh, I forgot how to do the thing. Okay, hold on.
Quick, take advantage. I should have taken advantage.
Foot sweeps. When it all else fails, just foot sweep. Like. Whew. Yeah, Vega seems to be a crowd favorite. Getting a lot of Vega picks today.
Well, because he's usually like the Eddie Huang of Street Fighter. But I don't know if that's the case back this early in the...
in the history.
I'm
Well,
not familiar with that reference.
I'm.
Very
Flag.
spammable character.
Hold on.
Oh,
Oh
look
no!
at Chris. Was that perfect?
That was.
Nice.
I was mesmerized and trying to think of Vega references while.
Yolanda Vega. Anybody know?
Oh wow, Chris is full of the Vega references.
She used to read off the lottery numbers where I'm from. I thought it was national, but apparently not.
Oh.
Get him in the corner.
Ah! Oh my.
Wish I knew like
Do
actual moves.
you normally play charge characters?
No. They're actually a challenge for me for this reason, because I get corner screwed a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've never liked charge characters myself. Oh, that should have done it.
Oh!
Done.
Oh, my reign has ended.
Thrown.
Someone else step up. Go for it.
Do you want to go?
Just been
Well, I
standing
played
there.
more recently than you.
Okay.
Alright, let's see.
I'm pretty sure we might have some new challengers stepping in soon, hopefully. And put out the all call again.
It's all you have to control your player with your fancy.
Sweep the leg, says Chortles. Absolutely sweep the leg. Sweep the leg and take the arm is
Did we
my
do
motto.
this one yet?
No, I don't think so.
New challengers. That's always I
Do
would
it.
I would go there.
Okay.
Or the first third strike is another classic.
Which one's that one?
It's the top right.
Okay.
So it looks very similar to the other third strikes, just like the twos look very similar to the other twos. Pointing out the differences though. Art style is going to be a big one here. It's got this weird, like, again,
Who are
comic
these
book ink
people?
thing.
I recognize this
Um,
one, and obviously Ken and Ryu.
I don't recognize anyone else.
I'm
And
gonna.
then Elena, I think, was.
Oh, I ran out of
where
time.
She was.
Oh,
This
no,
is
I
where
did
she was
too.
first introduced, I believe.
I'll definitely remember this
yeah,
combo.
The 3 generation
What?
is basically Street Fighter, the new class.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
That
like
is
they.
weird.
And if you look at the dates, and one
Is that
thing
her
about
leg?
this game that I
You like
like
doing this
is
number?
for each of the versions, it shows
Very
the
flexible.
date that it came out.
Mhm.
So if you kind of think about
Man.
what was going on during
What is
that
this?
time
This
period,
guy
during the
is chunky,
97,
slow.
98, 99 period, it was kind of
Yeah,
like
this is
right
weird.
before the year 2000. Everyone was kind of like doing their hair a certain way and wearing Jinko jeans and like, you know, and like,
The 90s.
and so yeah, so you know, it's like they were very much trying to refresh the game for that new like edgier generation that, you know, making it fit to like what was considered hip at the time, I guess.
Oh, that was your chance for fatality.
So
I think.
another thing too,
I
though, is there was like a
Whatever
10-year
it's
gap
called.
before the
It's
next
like
version.
sweet,
So like they made Third Strike and then they just like stopped
She's
making
she's
them.
really long.
She's doing
Well,
capoeira.
Fighting games kind of hit a crash at a certain point, right? People weren't buying them.
Well, I think this style of fighting game too, right? Like the
Yeah.
animated side-scrolling, because if you think about what it was up against, like Mortal Kombat,
Oh,
and
that was quick.
that was like the epitome of like, holy cow, I can't believe I just saw that in a fighting game, you know?
And Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
And Soul Calibur,
Yeah, they had
and
all the
Virtual
They
Fighter.
had all the 3D.
Dead or Alive. I mean, the list goes on. So yeah, when you're up against 3D fighters and you just didn't prepare for that shift in technology to go from from hand drawn to 3D.
Well, they
I,
did.
I feel like they got caught with their pants down. And not only that, there was just, from what I understand, that there was just a lack of interest on their side, on Capcom's side, to even do it.
I'm sure that it suffered a little bit during like the evolution to online games because it went away from like couch co-op. Dang it!
Ooh, Elena
your-
with the
was
foot.
that your second one?
Sweep
No.
the leg, like
Oh, it
Charles
was.
says.
All right.
Sweep the leg.
I surrender.
Well done, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alright.
Who seems to be the
Which
winning
one?
champion?
Just do one of the twos.
It's actually kind of floating around a bit.
one?
There has not been
do the new
a
challenge.
moment of
Okay.
dominance, I would say. But Genevieve's got some victories under her belt. Jacob has some victories as well. I have some as well as Will. So I think it's been fairly even.
I think we can all agree the worst of us.
Wow! Calling you out live on air, man. Where are you at?
Watching
Come back
right
in
now.
here and defend that.
Defend your honor.
What
Ooh.
the?
Wow.
That's not working.
Shots fired. I just thought this was a friendly competition. Who
was-
knows?
yeah,
Who
so,
knows?
my God.
Record-wise, he had fewest wins. This is true. It's not a comment
No.
on Minetti's skills.
Well, I mean, it is
No.
directly a compliment.
I was gonna say
No.
it kind of
But you
is.
lose.
It kind of is. You
I'm
kind of
not saying
actually.
he's not skilled. I just said he loses.
I had no
I
life
would say that was
I
a
know.
Somehow I
targeted
won.
shot at his skills.
I think that's why Bronco's super cheap.
Oh man.
She had me all the way down, but not dead. There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Ooh, going with the roll. That, yeah, ooh, and then the
Oh my
variation of the roll where you throw off their time. I'm not going to give away your secrets, but I know what you're doing.
No.
I know exactly what you're doing, Jacob. You are not fooling me, sir.
Oh, she had it that time.
Oh,
Oh, it's close.
No.
Chortle says she looks like the
Oh,
character
Jimmy
from
was
the
down the
Disney
last
Atlantis
second.
movie with shorter hair.
Okay, I lost.
Oh, Genevieve. All right, so Genevieve passes Matt, our very own
Get out
senior
of this
editor.
corner.
I get to use the gold controller even. Look at this. Look at this, folks. This is the fancy controller. Oh, all right.
Pick your version.
I don't really know anything about Street Fighter, so
I'd say one of the twos. Those are the most
Twos,
classic ones.
I think, yeah, most
Turbo.
people are
Turbo,
fairly
yeah.
familiar with the twos, yeah.
should I really do Turbo if I've never.
I mean, it's the most. It's like the best
No,
version.
yeah,
of the season. Aside from HD remix.
But it's
which they
Turbo.
Yeah. So again, yeah, bringing up HD Remix, that was a Xbox exclusive. When the Xbox store was doing their promotions, that was like one of the packaged things.
We're
they
going
were
to
doing
China.
out there, I believe. So some other games that we played, fighting games that were pretty popular that we played on here. We did Marvel vs. Capcom. That was
Okay, this is not
a pretty
going
good
well.
hit. We did not do Street Fighter 4 or
Oh,
5 yet,
I have-
and I kind
I
of
have
have
Stretchy
heard
Arm.
of
you have
Street 5.
range, but
Stretchy
If you want to
you
dissect
never played Street Fighter?
a not great
No.
Street Fighter iteration yet.
Oh man, Will is on fire today.
That
folks.
is a-
I don't know what he had for lunch. I don't know who put what in his drink, but he is just.
Who do you know who likes
Daggers-
Street Fighter 5?
Will is all daggers and machetes today. I don't
Find
know.
me a person you know who likes Street Fighter 5.
Wow, I kind of. do.
I heard a lot of bad
I mean,
things
I-
about Street Fighter 5.
Well, okay, so I really enjoyed 4. I think for a lot of the reasons that I just said, like
I would agree.
Yeah, that
It
button
was-
did
4 was a
something.
great game.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So what is your beef with 5?
Did not go well.
Character release, like, model. Just like, yeah, characters DLC now. Annoying.
Right. The fact that they. Okay, so it's not so much the game you hate; it's the
oh, I mean,
modernization of the release and the packaging of it all.
They
right?
also, and I guess you could have varying opinion on this. I believe they loosened like the timing on combos and whatnot, to make it more accessible, but also
made it easier. You feel?
yeah, I think they.
That's fair. I think as
I
far as.
also think that with characters, you don't necessarily.
Oh my gosh, getting stun locked in the corner there. Not
Okay,
seeing.
You
well,
don't necessarily.
I
know
think
all of
you
them if
found
there
the
are,
new worst player.
If there are balance issues with the game, if there's a character you don't know who's really good.
Right.
That's the problem.
Why is Blanca gray? That is a fair question.
I think that's just the color option I hit by pressing X.
So yeah, actually that's another
Okay,
good point.
I'm gonna give this up to one of you guys because this is just.
Oh,
do you want to
This is just.
Thanks for coming by, Matt.
All right, you can go for it.
Stoking some egos around here.
I need to try and redeem myself.
So to answer the question in chat, why is Blanca
Oh,
gray?
wait,
So
is this-
that was one of the color options that got selected in it, and these later renditions of Street Fighter
do you want
2
me to choose
actually
Blanca again?
introduced the ability
choose whoever
to
you
change
want.
colors.
I'm not gonna
So
control
if you
you,
just
Jacob.
hit like X versus Y or versus any of the other buttons, they give you a different color option. It was just a way for them to easily change the game and slap a new title on it and push it back out into the market. So yeah, that's actually a great point. Thanks for pointing that out. One of the subtle changes from version to version, color costume changes. Dude, that stick with that medium, that's a good distance gaining move. That medium kick redo. Especially if he's gonna go in over the top like that. See, I'm just gonna throw out suggestions here.
Get well out of that corner.
I'm gonna backseat control. No, Chortles. I don't think he was tapping out. I think he got tapped out. I think there's a big difference.
Yeah, I am like really bad at my Z's today. Oh well.
Bro, you just got
It's up to you,
obliterated. I don't know what happened there. That was painful to watch. We are not doing that again.
I think we had a shark in our midst and we didn't realize.
Oh no, I knew. I knew this from. If you guys want to go back through our Facebook live stream videos and do a quick search on Marvel vs. Capcom, and you will see.
I didn't take part in that one, though.
You will see.
I played you afterward.
Were you not on the air live?
Yeah,
during that one?
I wasn't in the office that day.
Oh, you came in afterwards. That's
Yeah,
right.
But
Like a thief in the night.
I don't like these.
Yeah, I know. And like, so
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not familiar with these dudes. This was not a game I played.
The excuses are coming out already.
I know who my dudes are.
yeah, we gotta do it like that. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Oh. And yeah, I always pick Ken whenever I play Third Strike. I don't know why. Sorry. I guess I'm just Ken prone.
What did you block?
That would be a parry.
Oh. See, I don't know these things on the Third Strike.
So yeah, if you press forward when they hit you.
So there goes your dash, Will. You were mentioning dash earlier.
Oh yeah.
So like I was dashing back. I can keep dashing back or I can dash forward.
It just feels weird to play a fighting game now where you can't dash.
So the parry thing, it's literally right at the moment of impact. You just tap forward.
Oh, I see.
So if I like throw a slow one of these,
Oh, that didn't work.
you just gotta tap forward.
Oh, alright,
So
whatever.
throw one at me,
Alright.
right? And just literally you're just tapping forward on the D-pad or on the analog, whichever works best.
Yeah, this game just feels so much different than the Street Fighter 2 as well. So,
Yeah,
like
it-
the timing is just off.
Yep, and the opportunities to interrupt things are a lot more vast in this one, and it's a little bit more forgiving too. On like, if you don't hit the right button.
I guess I really like Unforgiving. Oh, missed that.
Oh no! 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 Yeah!
About to say, if you didn't punch that.
Yeah, I
Foot
almost.
sweeps. Foot sweeps. Shout out to Chortles and the foot sweeps. A new challenger has arrived! Dun, 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 dun. Come on in, don't be shy. Boop. Oh, oh, hey there, hey there.
That's ugly. I tried to DQ.
Just
Alright. Can't handle that stuff.
No, that's fair. So I've been purposely putting you up against Third Strike.
Oh, yeah.
I know that if I go to any of the 2s, I'm a dead man.
I don't know about
So
that. I don't
it looks a bit slanted, guys, but it really isn't. I'm pegging him to play a version that he's not used to. Come on in. Come on in. Hey Nicole, how's it going?
Pretty good. I just
So-
felt like getting my butt kicked, so.
We've been playing Street Fighter. We've been talking about the 80s, the 90s, all the great highs and lows of the game, memorable moments. If you look at some of the dates, they might be dates that you remember.
Vaguely. Yes.
Not trying to date ourselves too much, but do you have any memories or fond memories of any of the Street
Arcades.
Fighters? Or
Always
going to the
arcades. I
yeah?
feel like 2. Street Fighter 2 is definitely the one.
Well,
I feel like.
hot dang.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So this is it, man. This was Street Fighter 2. You didn't have any of the extra boss characters. They weren't introduced yet. But this was the jam. Man, I gotta go Sonic Boom.
I'm gonna go. Fuck it.
Do it.
Oh wait, what's the rating? Is it PG?
No, you're fine.
G?
We're good. We're on
R?
Twitch.
Okay.
Woo. So we were saying like how a lot of the characters like have like these just ridiculously memorable voice lines, right? Like
Yeah.
like Sonic Boom. Oh my God! I'm getting. Oh. Okay. So this is what happens every time I try to pay attention to the stream and like humor the audience and like bring up little anecdotes.
Excuses.
I get smashed. I just get smashed relentlessly.
No, I'm surprised I can. What if I can keep it up? I usually don't play as him.
Oh my God, and these elephants, right? Like I remember in the arcade, like they had the volumes turned up so loud, and like that's all you would hear over everything is these stupid elephants. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
Get up from your seat, my friends.
All right. So as you can see, I am not good with the 2s.
Man.
This is why I had to challenge Jacob to one of the 3s, because I don't know. The
All right,
timing
let's
is
do
different.
3. Or you pick, Will. Dealer's choice. Challenger's choice.
Will's gonna put you into 3s, I bet.
No, we can do 2.
Oh no, anything, man. I'm
Okay.
game.
Okay.
There we go. That's my boy.
It's my boy Blue.
Promise, it's been so long since I played 3 regularly. I don't know who my character is. Let me go with Remy.
Oh man, Remy is pretty solid. I should have picked him.
Remy,
yeah.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of a King of Fighters character.
I think that's actually where he came.
Like he's meant to imitate kind of
Yeah.
King of Fighters.
So again, the whole mixed up universe with Street Fighter, it's like they look like or are parodies of characters that you were already familiar with. That was like their whole point with a lot of these characters. They're like on purpose riffing on other archetypes.
If we have enough time, I'm gonna get one more in because I want to try to play someone other than Ken, just to show you guys that I can actually do so. Because I know there's gonna be a lot of smack talk in the
Oh, wait.
comments. Oh, he only picks Ken. Blah, blah. No, I can play other characters as well. Also in the comments, let us know what was your favorite version of Street Fighter. Did you have one? Do you have a memorable moment of the game, either with playing with your family or friends, or going to the local arcade to bully up on some people? Well, maybe not bully. That's not a nice thing, but
Oh damn.
yeah, let us know. Will's kind of being a bully though.
Yeah, it's okay.
I actually have no idea how to throw my discs.
Yeah, I'm
So,
having a hard time.
I can only super or use normals at the moment.
I think I just realized I don't really know any of her moves.
Oh.
It's been kind of hard.
I actually, after 6 months of using a stick, I'm finding controllers a little disorienting again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we
Oh
go.
no! Yeah, not that one. So I think Nicole, a lot of hers is like down and back. I want to
Yeah.
say,
That's what I'm.
or maybe like down, back to forward. I'm not too familiar.
It's funny. A lot of these characters, I like don't know what to do until I start playing them.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I realized. I was like, I think I remember playing as her, but none of the muscle memory.
it's just
coming
not
back.
coming to me
Yeah.
right now.
Alright, Neef.
All right, yeah. Let's do this. I gotta get one more in here.
But you can play with the stick.
No. I mean like a fight stick.
Oh,
Like with you got like buttons and whatnot.
Got it.
Because you can buy the things that are plugged in.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go with someone different. Remy is pretty solid. I like the Rems, but I'm gonna go with the old Ibuki. Yeah.
Is this the last one?
I think we'll probably close out on this one.
Alright, we gotta watch. For the guts and glory.
For the guts and the gusto. I want to give a special shout out to all our followers, all of our special guests, in-office guests that we had today. Shout out to Nicole, shout out to Genevieve, shout out to Jacob, shout out to Brandon. I think John Hall, I think I saw you in here. Did you even play?
No, he just showed up to showed up to say hello.
Anyone else I'm forgetting, I'm sorry. But thank you so much for joining us. We're not done quite yet. I got. Oh my goodness, I don't want to lose. Okay, so
Ooh.
yep. All right. This is where I shut up, stop talking, and.
How'd it go, Nicole?
Pretty good. I think you need, but then it'll kick my butt in 3.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't like that phrase.
Ooh. Corner.
Yeah.
I always worry like
Oh.
how animated I might be in front of the camera.
Oh.
Like how much I'm like,
No.
clenching my teeth.
Stuck on Ken for too
What
long.
a perfect image.
Well, that's like the perfect screen to close on.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Take a picture.
I'm disconnected at this point, and
Where
we
you
are
miss this and you just throw it
going
across the
to
room.
be disconnecting. Thanks again, everybody. We do this every week now. We're coming back. I know we were gone for a little while, but we are coming back. Come back next week. We'll be playing something awesome here on DT Gameplay.
TT Gameplay, the next generation.